First live in a minute. But there's no one tuned in yet. But as I once said, even if I wanted to quit being the mystic, it was never going to happen. It would be impossible because I realized something. Too many people are relying on me to be the mystic. So as much as I feel like I'm letting people down at times, as much as I feel like I'm letting myself down at times, as much as stuff in my 3D might slap me the fuck around, I don't judge the bridge before it's done unfolding. Because I did. And in that, you start reacting to things. And I reacted to stuff because I judged the bridge before it unfolded, and 3D slapped me around. And when I was judging it like that, more negative circumstances in all aspects of life started popping up, and it reflected and just came down on top of me. So, with that, like I said, even if I wanted to stop being Mystic, I could not stop being Mystic no matter what. And I had to come to terms with doing what's best for me at times does not mean I'm letting everybody else down. Um, Part of it was, I'm not going to go into too many details, but part of it was I was considering ending things with SP, reacting to situations that happened, and one day I am going to get more into it, but at the moment I don't want to reopen wounds like that in my own past. And for a little bit, hopefully you guys understand, I will not be telling as many personal stories because a lot of times it dredges up that stuff for me, and I could see and feel it just like I could see and feel the positive memories of the past. So I see we got a lot of people right off the bat. So I know we're a little bit later than usual, but I've been trying to think about how I'm doing this. Mitzi, hey, good to be back. I'm glad to see you. I'm doing good now. Hey, Nicole, how you doing? Hey, Eric, what's up? It's good to be back. You're not letting us down. We all wish we could do more, but we have to be less hard on ourselves and realize we are enough as we are. You help me so much. Well, thank you, Nicole. That's why I can't ever stop doing this channel. I realize now how many people rely on me, and I talked to some people, including Tone from Goated Manifesting. Me and him did talk about what I was going through, and it was like, if I'm sometimes things with other people, kind of we're at the realization maybe my greater desire to be successful does not align with this version of my SP, so I could put more effort into trying to make her a ride or die person. And what is that thing? Oh, sorry, that was a message from SP. But like right now, we're working on ourselves and our relationship and what it is. And when I have problems in my relationship, everything is, this is the part where I guess I will open up to you guys. When I have personal problems in my relationship, which I think all relationships, maybe it's a negative assumption I have, but relationships, whether it be with your family, your friends, or your SP, there are fighting and disagreements, and it's about how you handle it. And sometimes I don't handle it the best. Sometimes my SP doesn't handle it the best, or people in my reality. And I think that there just always may be like conflict. And one of my prayers slash affirmations is for God or the universe to put me through very negative situations, if need be, to teach people how to overcome them. And I went through 2.5 very negative situations in that time. So, long story short, me and SP are still together. We're working on things, and but my process was I was going to walk away from it, but it feels like the eyes of the world are on you because people idolize what I have with her, and I was like, if her goals don't align with mine, maybe it's better off to be single or find someone who does, or who understands manifesting, who I could talk to about it, or a fresh start. But then it feels like, are you giving up or are you not? But I guess the whole lesson in today's video, I felt like I was going through hell a little bit because it was a hell created by me. If we're the ones who bring heaven down to earth, we're also the ones that bring hell to earth as well. And I put myself in that situation by thinking I needed to do something in my personal reality to prove something to the channel. And it's like, I just wanted to rest. And another issue I had that I would like to talk about, and I'm gonna make some videos on, is letting your manifestations go on autopilot. I had them coasting on autopilot for a long time, especially SP related. And I was just going off, I'm the mystic, everything works out in my favor. And whatever thoughts I had, yeah, they were working out in my favor. It's just going whatever random way, because you're always manifesting. But this was something I talked about with Tone, and he said it kind of got the vibe that he goes, tell me if I'm wrong, you're just more of a teacher now at this point. And I said, you know what, you're right. How often do I script? Hadn't scripted in months. How often do I do my visualizations? I visualize every night before bed, but it's like one night is money, one night is SP, it's like instead of just focusing, even Neville talks about one goal at a time. I do believe you could do multiple, but it's like, why? I was like, where's my money at? Where's the subscriber jump? Where's the YouTube monetization, which there's a success story about that. But then it's like, where's SP conforming and acting more like this? Where's more people showing up in my reality? And it's because I was just kind of firing from the hip, bang, 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 manifest, 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 I'm the mystic. And in that, I didn't do any of the techniques. I wasn't doing what I taught. Whenever an issue with SP came up, instead of just calmly addressing it and then turning within, I tried to address it there. Whenever a situation with anyone else in my life came up, I was like, let me just address it. Let's talk about it. And then I would get sucked into hours of scrolling through TikTok and through like that way my FYP is kind of set up. It will start dropping, like, you like some workout things, it kind of, the workout stuff kind of ties in with red pill more than manifesting. So you'll get a little bit of red pill stuff peppered in, or negative breakup stuff peppered in, even though I'm not going through that, but at one point I was. So it's like that stuff starts popping up on your FYP. Scroll through it. Even if you're ignoring it, are you really revising every single thing? No, you're getting hypnotized. You're letting 3D dictate who you are. So I slowly started becoming not the mystic. I was just becoming whatever. It's like, I make videos. It's like, okay, here's the topic I'm going to talk about. I understand it. I've done it. I have had success with it. I've trained people. They've had success with it. So let me just make the video on it. And then what do I do right after the video? Instead of living up to what I teach, I would go and do the exact opposite. And this is me owning up as a man that I fucked up, that I was not being the mystic. I was just holding the title, making videos, and going about my day, and not practicing. So once again, I shouted him out in the last video, but Tone, thank you, brother. You've been there for me. My best friend Randy, you were there. Mitch, I know you watch the channel sometimes, so brother, thank you if you watch this. Josh, you're here sometimes, you're not. Sometimes these are my personal friends who were there, but I'm also going to shout out everyone from the channel. Of course, there was Inked. Oyster sent me a message. Hershey, I believe, sent me a message. Ish, you sent me a message. Who else? Through the posts. Trying to remember everybody now. Now I feel like I'm putting more pressure on myself now to remember everybody. But if you sent me a message, you know who you are. And I did go through the other day trying to respond to everyone. I received some success stories in that time to cheer me up. So I love hearing that. I love hearing from you guys, because in my dark times, like I said, we're all in this together. You guys were picking me up. And you know what? When other people are going through stuff and then you become the inspiration or the teacher, you can't always be the student of life. Greg Plitt said this once. You can't always be the student of life. Eventually you have to become the master and the teacher. So maybe when the teacher slips up and falls, your success stories and you applying what I've taught is what picks me up. And I say we're all in this together, like Rich Piana. And we are all in this together, and you guys have lifted me up as much as these videos have lifted you up. So like I said, I always read the comments. What's red pill? Red pill's like, it's like for guys who have been like scorned by women or bad things have happened, and it's like ultra, like, I guess it's like more or less, it's got multiple meanings to it, I guess. It's good and bad. There's good things to take out of it, bad things to take out of it. Confidence, assurance in who you are, and striving towards your goal are like the good parts of it. But the other parts are, all women are hoes, all women will betray you, you're going to get hurt, you need heartbreak, or one of the things that Tate would say would be like, you didn't, that woman broke your heart because God is punishing you. And those are negative things. And like, see how quickly I remember all those things? Because just scrolling, not worried about if I'm liking them or not, that stuff is seeping in. And then a lot of fitness stuff on TikTok is also based off like a heartbreak and pain and breakups, and you're like that. And then all of a sudden, then cheaters, like catching cheaters and stuff like that will come up. That's negative relationship stuff, or breakup memes will come up, and whether you're liking them or not, you're seeing them. Your mind is it's seeping into your mind to a degree. That's why I say another one of my rules: be careful what you consume. In the morning, what was I doing? Pick up the phone. Well, before, if I pick up the phone, the rule is for me, I should be saying gratitude or finishing off my scene that I'm waking up to. Then, I mean, this is what I teach people, and this is what I've done when I was successful. I wasn't doing it. And then the first thing I would check on my phone would be Mystic comments, which are always success stories, positive vibes, thanking me. And then now it's like I've put myself in a good state. You guys have added to that. I do my gratitude. I get myself together. And then it's like, okay, let me check my other socials, but just to see what the comments, what the likes are, and then maybe post a video or two, and then edit some stuff, put it together, then get the fuck off the phone. There's no other reason to be on social media unless you're using it for a tool to better yourself. And I was not. I was getting lazy. So let's see. Hello, beautiful queen. Good to see you as well. I just shouted you out too, so thank you for always being there. Eric too, I believe you sent me a message too, so thank you. Nick, I've been doing more heavy sync meditation with affirmations. I've been in such a killer good attitude every day. That's awesome, Eric. One of the affirmation things I like to listen to is alpha affirmations. That's a really good one to work out too. Sorry, I'm gonna crack this window a little bit and have a cigar real quick. I did buy one because I knew I was going to go live today. I know it's a little bit later than usual, but I did want to make sure. A big reason I didn't get on too is that if I'm not mentally in my best positivity, I'm not going to be able to present myself at top mystic level for you guys. So I didn't want to show up while I wasn't in check. And there was a lesson or a bridge that needed to unfold that I had to find first. And it's still unfolding, I won't lie. It's unfolding and I'm seeing what I want. It's the first rule of manifesting, know what you want. I kind of don't know what I want. I've kind of lost Nick, the Nick of 2 years ago, which was a broken Nick, but through meeting SP, kind of refound himself, and he was in a really good state. And through the SP journey, really found himself. It feels lost. And I think we've all kind of been there. And I do believe the reason I'm going through it is because there's something, I think my personal belief is the reason we go through bad things is we have to learn something there to help someone else, whether we know them in our life yet or we don't know them in our life yet. There's a reason we're going through it. And I always say I will never quit on the channel. There's too many people who derive value from this. Whether I'm perfect at it or not, or whether I'm always following my own rules or not, like they said, it's easier to teach others than to live your own teachings. I do know it helps people. So that's why it's irresponsible of me, and I'd feel even worse if I just didn't make it. And thank you, because Ink was walking with me this whole step of the way. Well, you're looking buff as fuck. You're doing something. Thank you. I actually found this old shirt. I stopped at my parents' house to shower after, and I did work out with SP today. But we did cardio together. She did legs, and I did this chest. I was thinking that too. He's got a pump going on. Them gains. Yeah, I was really pushing it today too. I was looking at. I was not gonna lie. I was kind of admiring myself too through the thing. I'm like, damn, look how buff today. Me currently trying to be patient with the bridge unfolding as I haven't spoken to Jim Bay in a week. Well, don't judge the bridge before it's done unfolding, because I haven't even told your success story yet, Mitzi, because Mitzi did have success, and I did like the story that was going, and it always unfolds more beautifully, and it always gets better. but then sometimes it fucking blows up in your face. And that, but without, another thing I'm coming to terms with too is like, I believe there is a roller coaster to this. And what is leading me more towards, and I feel like I'm learning, is ultimate forgiveness, ultimate love, ultimate like killing of the ego, but not too much. Like, cause you need an ego to survive, I would say. But like, maybe killing of pride, toning down of ego, but using it as a tool. Forgiving others. I mean, that's what the line is in the Bible. Forgive them, they know not what they do, because whatever we're fearing or thinking negatively or positively, we can't blame anyone for how they appear in our reality because we've already assumed that for them. And at the same time, we can't beat ourselves up and destroy ourselves if they do appear that way. We have to calmly, like a chess game, sit back, analyze, and say, what happened here? Where did I make an error? How do I change it? If nothing is impossible and I can't fuck this up, I made an error somewhere, but we're going to find it and fix it. Stop watching 3D, keep that imagination going. Yes, exactly. I've been living in my imagination heavy and scripting every day. That's awesome. That's the way to manifest. It's, we know what we want. We're analyzing. 3D is just feedback. It's like, okay, what am I getting fed back? Really negative here, so let's double down with some scripting affirmations and blah blah blah, and push that back over here. And now everything's good. Everything's good. Everything's good. Not looking for anything negative, but it's like, oh, I kind of don't like how that looks over here. Oh, it is. Wouldn't it be wonderful if that was like that? Okay, cool. But it might take. I'm not saying like it's gonna be like magic, like boom, 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 boom. It's gonna be. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Okay, it's still like that. Cool. I'll check on it later. Like putting something in the microwave or in the oven or something. Hey, that's cooking over there. I got some other recipes and things to work on over here for the thing. Oh wait, what's the thing like? Okay, good. Yeah, that looks good. All right, cool. Well, I'm working on this. Hey, a script about that. Hey, let's do this over here. And it's not going to always happen right away, but it does happen. Trying to fight the urge to text. Well, depending on like your mental state too. Like everyone's like, you don't have to play like the games. I don't know the situation or anything like that, but you don't have to be like, oh, okay, he texted me, so I gotta wait 6 hours to text him back because it took him 3 hours to reply to me. If you feel good and you feel in your power, cool, whatever. Text the person. If I'm not telling, but only if you feel right and feel confident in it. Gotta move it closer because I'm blind. Whew. Oh, hold on. I'll be right back. I forgot, I was gifted something. I was gifted this beer by one of my neighbors who's going through, well, by my parents' neighbors, but I grew up with him. He's going through a hard time right now. He could be an annoying guy, but he's a good guy. He gave me this beer, so I said I'll drink it today. And actually, my other neighbor, like as a kid, I would always try to avoid neighbors and stuff like that. I don't know, because I'm just shy. The other neighbor, he knew I was riding a motorcycle, and both of them heard me. I was like riding it, stalling it out. I'm trying to learn the bike still, but it's not like a main priority. They both heard me. He came out there to talk. My brother was talking with him, and then it's like the two neighbors, they were older, haven't seen them in a while. He used to ride. He said me riding the bike motivated him, and he's like, I got you a gift. I was thinking about you the other day. I'm like, you're thinking about me? And all I was doing today was just gratitude, reflecting, and meditating. He brought me really cool, like, leather riding gloves, and was giving me more tips on riding the bike and stuff like that. So I really appreciate him for that and all these good things. A good point, Inked. Yeah, if you don't care if they answer or not, text away. Yeah. Oh, dentist sees me on 5th. Help me affirm that it will be cheap. You don't need it. Let's quote some Reverend Ike. You don't need it to be cheap because you have all the money in the world. You don't need to worry about price no more. It's probably like the most blue collar, literally in a blue shirt, manifesting channel. The hand of the king. If you guys watched that last video, did you like that face when the murderer came to get me and I said, then did that epic roll to the chair that I'm in? Let's see how this drink tastes. It's okay. It's an IPA, I think. I was just used to texting him every day for 2 weeks, and he went to his sister's wedding on Father's Day, and we haven't spoken since. He loved it. I'm letting him miss me, I guess. Yeah, I mean, it's up to you. Like, if you believe that, like, it's gonna make him miss you more, and you have that assumption, then by all means, keep waiting. Because remember, whatever they're thinking, they are thinking, and I can tell you from good and bad experiences that is true. Um, and if you just feel like it, and you don't have any attachment to the outcome, and it really doesn't matter to you, send them a message and just be like, "Hey, how was that wedding? Haven't heard from you in a while. How you doing?" I'm not gonna tell you what to write. You know what to write. It's okay to do that. I don't text my SP because I refuse to put any more effort in him till it's 50-50. That's a good point, Inc. too. That's the point that I had to move to, because when I'm one of the things, the problem with the relationship I was having too was I'm putting all this effort because I feel like I need to, because I'm trying to rush the 3D to look a certain way to fit what I'm like. I feel like it should be like the perfect relationship ever since I'm the mystic, right? And that's what the claim to fame was, manifesting my SP back 5 times. One, rushing it is never good in any relationship, whether it's 3D or manifesting. Two, manifesting was right out the window. And three, there's no such thing as a perfect relationship. It's just your relationship and how you feel. And that's what I had to come to learn to realize. I don't want to be the one to always reach out first, you know? Yeah, I know that feeling because I was doing it too for so long. So I just left the 3D alone and focused on my med. That's the best way to do it. And like go about every day is like, maybe if you want to work out with him, visualize the workouts together. If you want whatever you want from him, just visualize that every day. They always chase when you run. It's true. Me and Ink just talked about that the other day too. So I guess the point is I'm back. I've got a whole series of videos to record. Tomorrow I'm gonna try and wake up early. Hit the gym around 3 a.m., 4 a.m. Hit the gym, go to work. From work, take me an hour to get home, but maybe go somewhere where there's sunlight out. Like I said, I'm gonna start traveling more. The Neville reader is under the chair, which it should not be. But so I could take this with me and read this at like maybe a park or a beach or something like that. As I always talked about, do things for yourself as well. Back and better than ever. Yeah, I mean, every time I come back, there's always some lesson learned, and it's like I just don't like to arrive without, like, I don't want to be in any kind of funky mood, because then I wouldn't be putting 100% effort into this, and that's what I want to do. So, if you guys did anything fun this weekend, I'd love to hear about it. I know that I was supposed to do something for myself, but I wound up doing an SP thing. It wasn't bad. It was something that needed to happen. But I forsaked something that could have possibly furthered me in either a business, spiritual, or fitness influencing way. It was a meetup I should have went to, and I didn't because I got carried away with a workout and dinner with SP and drank too much with her, and then I realized, man, I missed that because she didn't want to go to the event. And it came up last minute, so I tried visualizing for it, but I'm like, I put myself on a time crunch, and that's what fucked it up. I should have just went on my own. I should have made that call. You're making me You're making me what you inked. Making me what you. Oh, want you? I think I'm running a fever. I'm freezing. Manifest health, positive health. I wanted to talk to you about that the other day, Ink, but we'll talk about that personally, about like health stuff. I want to start making videos on health stuff too, but it's a dangerous topic too because I want people. If you need to go to a doctor, go to a doctor. I'm not going to tell you not to. Even back in the day with all the original manifesting coaches, they would say the same thing. But seeing yourself as healthy, I mean, with the whole health scare that I can't talk about on here, that went on around the whole world for like 2 or 3 years. I never got that sickness one time because I just had a natural assumption that I never get sick. I don't get sick. And maybe once a year, once every other year, I'll get sick. It'll be pretty bad, and then I'll be fine. But health and money and other stuff like that. That's why I said I kind of want to take a little break from the SP videos, just because they sometimes will hit close to home because I want to cover all the bases or whatever you would say, and show you how it is to actually go through something. I just kind of want to step back from that for a little bit. Um, I do want to tell a little success story that I'm going to make into an actual video. I mean, there's only 5 people here right now, so I mean, everyone else won't be able to see it unless they sit through this whole thing. But I want to tell a success story in a second. Yeah, definitely. Any bad situation, health, abuse, get help first. Yes. Manifest when you're safe. Yes, exactly. Um, so I'll talk about. Remember, I started this YouTube channel maybe August 5th or 15th. I can't remember of last year. YouTube requirements for being monetized are you have to have 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 hours of watch time. Well, we crushed the watch time, no problem. Like, that was easy. But I only had, like, time was crunching, and I was going through all these events, and I knew I should be making more videos. And I was like, man, I'm doing all this stuff to try and get more subscribers. I'm making a video a day. And I had the stuff with Tone kick off, and I thought, man, things are going to be good. And, sorry, it's dying, but I'm like, I want to have this channel monetized by August. But I'm like, I'm never going to meet the requirements. I was going through all this negative stuff. I'm like, how am I going to meet the requirements? I need to do more work. I'm like, maybe just trust. And I was going through other stuff anyway, so I'm like, whatever, just it'll take care of itself. The subscribers surged without me posting a single day on TikTok and only my video with Tone in the past week or so, just letting it do it naturally. Then I get a message, and Tone told me about it too. I sent Tone the message, and then he's like, bro, he goes, I thought about you when I saw that. And my buddy sent me a message that the YouTube requirements are now only 500 subscribers and maybe 1,000 hours of watch time or something like that. They dropped the requirements significantly to get monetized. So technically this channel is already monetized. Then I'm like, wow, it's already monetized. And I was going about that belief. And then it surged in subscribers without posting a video. So everyone knew welcome. But I mean, that was a crazy way where it's like, oh, I wound up getting it. It's not like official or anything yet. I still haven't really looked into it. But I'm already in that mindset that, yeah, it's already monetized. And that was my little success story. I'll tell it more detailed and like more cleaned up in the actual video. Good to see you too, MJoy. Well, nice to see you go live again. I'm closing up work now. Have a good night, everyone. Sending love from California. Sending love right back at you, Eric. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. I'm glad to be back. Hopefully this was able to derive some positivity tonight. Try to get a little better angle so I can see better. That should be good. Actually, like today I've been running around all day and just meditating, but I've been in my, sometimes you get in your head so much you're like in another zone and it's too focused on something, and right now it just feels good to kick back and talk with the Mystic family. Yeah, 1,000 subs before August. Exactly, like either way, we're gonna hit the 1,000 by August. if it keeps surging, and I'm going to, and when they drop the requirements, it doesn't matter anyway. So it's crazy that that manifestation came true when I wasn't even trying for it. And sometimes that's what we talk about, like when you forget about it, that's when it comes. This chair is breaking. Does anyone else have anything other than SP that they're excited for, manifesting right now, working on? Like I said, I'm trying to refine myself. That got kind of lost in this whole process, which was, that's why I put the little cinematic thing in the beginning. Is it top tier, best thing I've ever filmed? No. Is it the best thing that anyone's ever filmed? God, no. But it was something that kind of brought a little smile on my face, made me realize, okay, this tripod is my best friend when I don't have no one else to help me film. And as one of my friends said, I will never get tired of watching Nick kill himself on camera because there's a lack of actors in my realm that maybe I should manifest more people who with a similar interest, but I realized there's actually a lot of manifesting people who are into the arts too. And I mean, I've talked with Mark. Actually, Mark does the CGI and stuff like that. So we were texting today on Instagram about special effects and stuff like that. And it was funny though. It's like, if you really take a step back and realize, it's like, man, there's a lot of great stuff in my reality already. You'll realize that a lot of opportunities are already there. But long story short, yeah, my buddy did say, he goes, I'll never get tired of Nick shooting himself on camera because I have to play both parts always. So it just becomes a psychological drama, which is what Neville says the Bible is, which is how I just thought psychologically I could, I mean, it's me versus me always, it's you versus you always, so I could make videos and memes of that. Still working on 111K on Instagram. That's a nice number too, 111. Are you close to it at least, Mitzi? I thought about a bunch of old clothes, and I was like, where are they? I forgot about it, and went to look for some dolls of mine for my daughter. Found out those old clothes. It's funny how it works too. I've actually been picturing a big wad of money too. And when I was doing that, I've been doing it for like 2-3 weeks now, like, but finding it, picking it up off the ground and stuff, or just having it in my hand. I think I mentioned it before. My neighbor banged on my window with it the other day. The same guy who gave me this beer, he had a big fucking wad of cash. I don't know why, but he did. He was like flashing it at me, and he gave my brother $50 off that stack today for doing him a favor. He left his garage open to my brother, shut it for him, and he gave my brother $50. I'm like, man, my brother manifested that money. Currently at 63. That's still really good though. It's a lot better than what do I got? 364 or something like that. Oh wait, if I have 364, oh no, that's a different number. Thought it would be like more, but what a point. That's still a lot of followers, Mitzi. What do you post, Mitzi? If you don't mind me asking. I know you talk about the gym. Is it like a lot of fitness related stuff? Hey guys, I haven't commented in a while, but I've been watching your videos. Glad you're back, Nick. Hey, Veronica. Well, I'm glad to hear from you again. It's good to see you here, and it's good to be back. Geez, with your manifesting skills, you'll find a wad with like 2,000. Yeah, I would hope so. I was actually picturing it being 10 grand, but the wad I'm picturing, I'm like, I don't think it could be 10 grand unless those are all hundreds. But I'm picturing a little vibe of like 50s and 20s. And you do know about my, because Inked, I did send Inked a lot of messages when I went out the other day just to have fun. I put $260 in my wallet and went to play slot machines, and I was up to almost 500 at one point. But the bar we were at, me and my friend, and I called up an old friend, and he unfortunately lost his money, but I was like winning, crushing it. Every game, everything I visualized happening. And I wanted to have 500 in my wallet, and it was about 500, but we were at a cash-only bar. And then that's the problem with gambling for me is when I gamble and I drink, I don't stay focused on. I was talking to him, and I was just putting money in, click, 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 losing money, cash-only bar. And then a restaurant I always go to, their machines went down, and it was cash-only, and they're kind of expensive. And at the end, I came out with less money than I started with. So then the night, I guess the machines won, but I was sending Ink the messages because I was like, bang, 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 jackpot, jackpot, jackpot. And I'm like, man, let me try to picture a big one now. That's my next thing. I'm a content creator. I do date ideas, fun things to do, food spots, experience. Oh, that's awesome. I saw one of those for Chicago, and I was like, man, maybe I should do that, but I don't go downtown enough. That's really cool, Mitzi, because I wasn't. Well, I don't know if you've been with the. You have been with the channel since the beginning, right? Or towards the middle. Because I don't know if you remember, me and my SP were in New York for a while back in the fall. So it would have been a good channel to follow. I'll have to hit you up for ideas because me and her did talk about going back. Yeah, that was a night. So was. Oh, SP was obsessed with me too. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, SP was all over you that night. And I was fucking rolling in money. More towards. Okay. Yeah, so it may have been after. I went during the fall. So. Yeah, I think I remember you coming around. Let's say January. No, February, March probably. It's crazy. I can't remember a lot of stuff relating to when I was in school. I couldn't remember stuff for school. I couldn't remember stuff at work still. But what I always remember are people's names, faces, stories, and like human connections. I remember that stuff that's important, not stupid shit like work and school. I should have been a salesman. It was funny too. I was going through, thought about this the other day too. I went through like, you guys probably received a bunch of notifications, especially people who comment all the time. You probably received a bunch of notifications from me because I went through responding to all the positive comments. And this were a little example of negative creating a positive. Somebody made a negative comment on the channel. And if you guys have been here, which I'm pretty sure everyone who tunes in the live, you guys have know my story. You know what I've been through. So it's like I try to look for the positive in situations. There were times where I wanted to give up on SP before, including this most recent time, which where I came the closest to doing it. There was a time back in January where I was kind of giving up on SP, and I was kind of dating around, seeing some other people and stuff like that. And there was another woman that I seen during the time who she she was birds before land. She gave me everything I wanted SP to give me. Then SP came around giving me that same thing. But somebody made a comment on that one video where I referenced that, and it's like, you cheated on her and blah blah blah. During that time, my SP went on a date with someone else when I was seeing two other people because it was a little bit of a break. I guess, I don't know. I never watched Friends, but I think there's like a whole debate on the break thing. But it was like mentally, I didn't know if I wanted to continue with her, and then this and that. And somebody made a comment like, oh, you're evil, you're a monster, and this, and blah, blah, blah. Fucking reamed me. And I'm like, you fucking probably just watched this one video. You're desperate for your SP. This is going to be if this person ever is still around. I don't even remember their name, but I remember they had a butterfly as their picture. But if you're still around and you want to ream me off one fucking video, you motherfucker, like, don't come around here because Mama Bear Inked went on that fucking comment and went ham, and then YouTube took it down. So I just deleted the comment. But that negative situation of some dumbass who doesn't know anything about me, the story, the Mystic Manifesting family, or anything about any of this shit, wanted to come on and talk shit, and then Ink went to defend it, and YouTube took it away. I have this vow. I will never respond to a negative comment on the channel unless all the positive, happy comments of people who care about me, the channel, their success, and self-betterment are answered. I cannot answer that. And then I'm like, man, that made me, it clicked. I'm like, I have a lot of people I gotta talk to. So delete this dumbass's comment, which I've never deleted a comment before too. That was the first time I've ever done that. But I was just like, it kind of annoyed me and I was in a bad state. Deleted. And then I went through and responded to everyone. So you probably got a bunch of messages and stuff like that. Just a man. You're a G dude. You can never quit. You're a machine of inspiration. Thank you, man. I appreciate it, brother. I remember oh, is it called MW? Yeah. I will tear them up. Yeah. Yeah, somebody's like, oh, I'm the mama bear of the channel. Yeah, because sometimes, like, I think there's been maybe somewhere between 3 and 5 shit talking people. Like I said before, we're not a huge channel yet. But whenever people come on, it's usually like really religious people or people sour about their shit not working out, so they're just looking for somebody to pick a fight with. And they'll say something, and it's like, I think maybe only one time I defended myself, and then another time we did the live where the religious guy was going through and like talking to all. I wouldn't have said anything if it was just a comment at me, but he started like commenting on other people's comments. Now you're messing with the Mystic family, the Mystic Mafia. So I had to go in there and be like, listen here, you motherfucker, let me tell you something. And so those are like probably the only two times I ever addressed anybody on it and reacted to the 3D of this. But after that, I made the vow I will never respond to a negative comment unless all the positive comments have been addressed. Now I think all the positive ones are addressed, so anybody looking to get their ass chewed out, you gotta stay out of the comments. Because either Ink's gonna get you or I'm gonna make an emergency live talking shit. There are some positive questions still up there, but I leave them. I didn't answer them on purpose, so they stay in there because they're questions that I want to make videos on. And I'm slacking on videos because I'm trying to upgrade the quality without just talking. And I think there's something wrong with my microphone on here because people have mentioned about the sound not being the best. And I do have the lapel mic, but it died out the other day and I keep forgetting to charge it. But also, SP couldn't hear me on the phone, but now she could hear me on the phone. And then when I'm recording my audio messages, when me and her send audios back and forth, it's hard to hear her sometimes. My casino sats. My screen saying jackpot call attendant and hearing the bells go off the night before I play. First, I won the jackpot over 3,200 by doing this. Lost 100 on the machine at first. That's awesome, Veronica. See, that's my favorite thing is like slots and stuff like that. So whenever I lose on them, I don't feel bad. That's one thing though where I have to be careful telling other people about. You guys are all supportive of it. If I lose the money, any money I'm putting up on slot machines, I'm willing to walk away with losing because I'm just there to have a good time. I enjoy playing slot machines. It's the most expensive video game, but I love it. And I usually come out winning as Inked or whatever you see on the channel. I usually come out on top. Then after but I do have a little bit of a limiting belief on the cap of like what I could win. I think maybe 300 or 400 is like the most I've won at once. But then I walked out of this little parlor the other day. If you live in Illinois, you know this. Like they just 2-3 years ago, they made gambling legal or something. So there's slot machines every fucking where. So I went into a little gambling parlor called Nicky's because it kind of sounds like Nick. So I'm like, oh okay, well maybe I'll have luck because it's kind of close to my name. It's like the female version of my name. I'll go in there. I go in, win some money, and then on the way out, I look and see they have the winning tickets like hanging up with like people's jackpots. I said, man, 3,200. It's funny you said 3,200 too. I just realized I said 3,200 was the one I popped out to me, and the attendant lady told me, she goes, oh yeah, we had someone win almost $8,000. I look 7,800. I'm like, holy shit, you could win some big motherfucking money here. So that was like a positive thing for me to get that. That was like kind of a thing, raise the limit that you could win. So that's awesome though. I love that, Veronica. Then I had an unexplained nagging feeling to go back to the machine saying, I just know I'm going to win. I went back, put in another 100 and won 2 spins later. That's fucking awesome. See, and it's a feeling too. That's why I'm talking about inspired action. It's a feeling to go back, but sometimes you could force it. Like when I just want to play the game, I knew I won, and that's the most I'm going to get out of that machine. Intuitively, I will know. But if I'm too lazy to go to another place or to feel like driving, because sometimes I'll drive around, like when I was working that weird late shift and I had videos already made or I didn't feel like doing anything else and I already worked out, I would kind of cruise around looking for little parlors to go to and stuff like that. But if you don't have an intuition of which one to go to, that's like the manifesting guiding you, it's like almost a patience test too. It becomes fun. Like for me, I'm not advocating gambling, but I have fun with it because it's like a way of searching like what's the intuition going to say. And sometimes and then the losing the 100 and then putting another 100 in is like getting fucking the 3D blown up in your face and then having to go back again, walking in faith when the nagging feeling hits you. So yeah, there's a lot of good stories that come from gambling. I like Mystic Mafia. That needs to be on a shirt. Taking the negative thoughts and bang, bang, bang. Keep the change, dirty rat. That's cool. I've never played a slot machine. We'll come to Illinois and play slot machines, Inked. And I do like the idea, because Mystic Mafia was going to be a shirt. I wanted to do it like The Godfather, so it's like Mystic, and then have like the puppet thing, and then Mafia or Family underneath it. Because I think Family would be better because it's longer, and it would like line up with where it is, but Mystic Mafia sounds cooler. Yeah, inspired action only works for me when I drop the desire and just go with the flow. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That is a great gambling story, though. It makes me want to play some slots, but I really don't have the desire or the urge. Or sometimes, like, I would get a vision of, like, I know where a lot of the places are. I will have a feeling to go to a certain place, even if it's one I haven't gone to in a long time. I will get that desire to go to that place, and when I get there, I will look at all the machines and I'll know which one to go. And lately, I'm getting the urge to go to an act to the. There's only two actual casinos close to Chicago that I know of. I'm getting the urge to go to the one on the north side. Like that's the urge that's pulling me. I don't know when I'm gonna go, but when I really, really feel it, I'm gonna go to that one. That's where I feel, and I'm seeing or feeling a number 3 to 4,000. Like that's a big win that I'm feeling. Also, they said at the little parlors you don't get taxed on it either, which is pretty cool. Uh-oh. Does anyone else have any cool manifesting stories, guys? Any manifestation stories? Anybody excited for the new Indiana Jones movie? I know Inked is. I haven't even watched the trailer because my brother said, let's go in blind. Let's see what it looks like without any knowledge of what it's going to be. All I know is it's something about a time dial. I think Pedro Pascal's in it too. We're not even talking about manifesting anymore at this point. But if you have manifesting stories, let me know that. Or your plans for this weekend. Well, this is a sign. Next sats, imagine the jackpot call attendant. See, that's something I didn't know. I was trying to figure that out before Veronica. I'm like, what does it mean? Like when I hit a big one, I'm like, do I have to call an attendant? That's why I kept thinking. I'm like, it has to be something where you have to call somebody because I don't think it's going to dispense a ticket with big money where the little machines can pull it out. I think you have to get it from somewhere. Call attendant and then 3,000 showing up on the screen. I looked up videos of jackpots on YouTube to see what it was like. Oh, okay, that's good to know. Yeah, see, now Veronica gave me an idea now. That's going to be my next little story I'm going to tell. I've been scripting in my new journal and all little things I wrote down manifest. That's awesome, Mitzi. See, that's the power of the mini manifestations. I can't wait for Old Man Jones to save the world. I'm excited for it too, Inked. I want to see that. It takes place in the 60s, I think, too. So I wonder who he's fighting. Maybe the Russians again? I took the I intend from Create Your Future. Yeah, I intend is a good one. You know who else uses I intend a lot? I never really use it, but Inked uses I intend a lot. When it's over a certain amount for tax purposes, they have to pay it out. Gotcha. And whether an app on my phone has been saying it's supposed to rain, I don't want to deal with it. Whether and then no rain has been coming, right? That's awesome. It actually has been raining nonstop over here. Which is funny because Ink keeps telling me about the rain over there. It's raining a lot in Chicago right now, but I kind of like the rain. I'm digging the vibe for a bit, but I want my tan to come back. It's all uneven. Intentions always work for me, and I persist in them. Everything I wrote down manifested while I patiently waiting for SP. See, it's funny. No, all those little mini manifestations, they'll come about. It's almost like sharpening the like. Well, Mitzi, you work out, so it's like doing little reps that lead into sets. That lead into like you're doing little workouts, like you're doing sets. The mini manifestations are like reps and sets, setting you up, and you have a really good workout at the end of it. So then that whole page of mini manifestations is done. You have another whole page, there's another set. Those are each little workouts maybe. And then at the end, you look up and then you see, wait, holy shit, I made a lot of results. And then your major manifestation is there. So it's kind of a weird little analogy. I kind of fucked it up a little bit, but that's what I'm saying is those little ones, they distract you and sharpen the muscle of the mind while you're aiming for a bigger goal. I've got to put mini me to bed. BRB sounds good. will be here. What were some of the mini manifestations, if you don't mind me asking, Mitzi? Anything cool that you really were proud of, or just little stuff like seeing a car that you don't usually see and stuff like that? I came out guns blazing today, didn't I? Because I was talking when there was nobody in the chat right off the bat. And now we're up to fucking 16 viewers or 15 viewers. My vision's not that good. So welcome in everyone who was not there. Things like manifesting parking and annoying errors. Oh yeah, that's a good manifestation too. It's a mini manifestation, but I love that one because I do that one a lot. Especially like where I grew up. When I go to visit my parents, there's never any parking there. SP's area is always hard to park in. So I always do that one too. Like I work in a hospital for my 9 to 5, and finding parking is annoying. Yeah, my 9 to 5, my new 9 to 5 is kind of like hard to find parking too near where I want to. Hadn't seen SP in 2 weeks. I pretended I was sleeping in his bed, so I slept on the other side of my own bed that night, like I do at his place. He texted me at 6:30 the next morning asking me to spend the night. That's awesome. See, that's cool. It's like a little thing like that could have a major change on the mind. Actually, when I was it was funny. I was I had a dream when I was at SP's place that I dreamed about because she was just talking about this one girl that like during that little break separation we were talking about. I was kind of annoyed with something, and I brought up the guy that she went on a date with, and she brought up the girl that I had hooked up with during that time. And I was thinking about that girl when I went to sleep, and in my dream I was with her, and then in the middle of the night she texted me, and I had not heard from that girl in months. I tried manifesting texts from multiple people. I have had no attachment to them. None of them contacted me, but I manifested a new iPhone for free, $300 out of nowhere, and a rental car on the go. Well, Joy, I would say, let's see, a vacation I didn't want to take mine, and due to hail damage and repair, I got a rental. I'm Joy. I want to say that first of all, it's awesome that you got all that stuff manifested. The $300 is a big one. It's actually the same amount that I did. Remember, like a couple weeks ago, or about a month or so ago now. I was gonna say I did that before. I listed out 5 people I hadn't heard from in a long time that I had no attachment from hearing from. One day I thought about one, sent the message after I forgot about writing it down, and I'm like, does that really count? Another time, another one counted, but it was like over the course of a month. Those ones took a while. And then there was one that I had no attachment to at all, which was weird. It was a blue squishy stress ball, and I pictured it very vividly for a long time because I couldn't do the ladder experiment. I'd say this one's my longest. It's about 4 or 5 years. I'm like, damn, I don't see it unless I'm looking for it. And I started this new job, and I saw 2 different tenants in the building that I work in had them, and in the engineer office there was one, and I was like, holy shit! But it took 5 years, and I had no attachment to it. Not saying that things you're attached to or other things are going to take that long, but it was just crazy how long that one took. But it happened. Everything happens. So I put, I intend I'll find a good parking spot by my job, and I'll put, I intend to find a good parking spot at the gym. New iPhone, that's a flex. Exactly, it is. That's awesome. That's crazy. It's true, though. Your last thought before sleep has to manifest. Yeah, exactly. That's why we watch our last thoughts. You never go to sleep angry at anyone. I remember before one of my breakups with SP, I was pissed at her, the way she was acting. And then later on, she was mad at the way I was acting that night, too. As I wound up drinking a lot because I didn't want to deal with how she was acting. So it was me doing a physical reaction to what she was doing, but I was pissed when I went to sleep. And I'm like, I don't even give a fuck if she's with me in the morning. And the next morning she broke up with me. It will happen. Yes, it always happens. It just takes a while sometimes in some cases. But if you're not really attached to it anyway, maybe the universe knows to say it's eventually going to happen. Me and my friend Randy talked about that the other day. It doesn't matter what it is, always manifest no matter what. Back and butter than ever. It's making me hungry, actually. I might have to order some food. The subconscious can't take a joke, huh? No, man, the subconscious does not play no games. That kind of steered me away from comedy for a little bit too. I'm not gonna lie, but I started thinking about more stuff to do for myself, and then my brother, who I was always trying to get like in the 3D world, like, hey, let's make videos, let's make videos, let's make videos. He never wanted to make videos, never wanted to make videos. I kind of gave up on that. I thought about it a little bit, but then I became so focused on this SP journey, mystic manifesting, all this stuff. Now all of a sudden he's like, let's make videos, let's make videos, let's make videos. He's on board now, so that's something I need to do. Now I'm motivated to do stats tonight. Yeah, we should be doing it every night. And I myself, like I said, the reason I've been gone is because I've been guilty of not doing what I need to do. And I've been doing it here and there. Still spotty, but not as spotty as it was before. And tonight is Monday, so let's get back. I know we shouldn't wait for Mondays. Any day is a new day. So whenever you're watching this, start today. I am going to have to go to sleep. So sleepy. You all have a good night. I took a break from sats, but I will do my sats tonight. That's awesome, MJ. Yes, do your sats, and can't wait to hear your success and what you got going for you. Yes, I'm motivated to do sats. That's awesome. See, I'm glad I got on here. I'm glad to see people motivated. I'm glad to hear success stories. We all know what to do. We're all in this together. You guys are motivating me with your stories. I'm thinking of ones that are popping up. I do have a success story from Ink, but it deserves a video. I have a success story from Oyster that deserves a video. Success story from Hershey deserves a video. Mitzi deserves a video. So I just don't want to get into all those yet. I also found scripting before bed helps too. Yeah, scripting before bed will help too. In the morning, I'm too lazy to do it, so before bed's decent. Keeps you from scrolling on your phone too, like especially if you're scripting it. Knock the fuck out. I feel like maybe Monday Night Mystic is better because more people are able to tune in, it seems like. It's so important to pursue you while manifesting. Once you take a break, you'll be lost and don't pursue you during the process. Exactly the point, Ink, too. This is the one me and you talked about the other day. Is like, I'm not pursuing Nick anymore. It's just like, oh, relationship with Lily, relationship with Lily. And then what happens when you get it? Where the fuck are you? And it's like, where am I? I'm not a comedian anymore. I'm the mystic who only talks about relationships, and everything I teach is based off how she's acting, and everything I'm doing here. It's like, what about manifesting money? What about becoming successful at what your hobbies are? What about getting out of your day job? What about winning more jackpots? What about all this other stuff I like? I had to refine me, refine what I like, and not, and I'm still working on it. SP needs to be the thing. I've been doing stats for 16 months and nothing. Not giving up though. Exactly. No, don't give up on it, especially when you hold the faith in what you want. And if anything, do like, and it's crazy. Like I said, it's fucking crazy. Some of the things take a long time and some don't. But maybe start adding some affirmations. My world takes care of me. I always get what I want, but the universe always finds the fastest way. I don't know what you're manifesting, but whatever you're manifesting, it might take a crazy cool bridge to unfold, but you won't be disappointed in the end when you have it. Because the whole point is feeling you have it now. And when you do have something, don't fear not having it again, because I've been guilty of that. Because then you lose it. And it's what happened to me before, not now, but now when I do it, it's like I've built enough of a self-concept where it will just teeter and look really bad, but my reactions will make it worse. I'll need more info, Ink Lost, and pursue me how I want my SP, but I don't really do techniques for him. Focus on me. No, that's what she's saying. I'm Joy. She's saying focus on yourself. She's saying focus on you and SP. Like they say, I forgot who said this, but they're like 80% you, 20% SP. So that's what Ink's trying to say is like more focus on you, less focus on SP. You're already doing that. And it's like you're your top priority, putting yourself on the pedestal, which it sounds like you're already doing. It can take longer sometimes, a lot of time when you're keeping track of time. Yeah, when you're keeping track of time too, because then sometimes the longer it takes, then you start to notice the time. I remember doing that too. I remember like the longest time it took me to take SP. I had fully given up on her too. I'm like, yeah, fuck this, man. I really didn't want her anyway. Yeah, see, try not to think about time, but it's like I was like, oh man, fuck all this. When you think of SP, think of them how you want them to be. Otherwise, do things you love. Yes, what Nick said. Another thing I want to work on too is like, this is my other brand, but I'm thinking about throwing it with the Mystic stuff because I already got a store set up. And then Printful, which is what I use to do my merch, it's like they got basketball jerseys, just like Rich Piana used to have. They've got gym bags. They got all kinds of stuff. Even if no one buys it and I just have it for myself, it's really cool to have like your own merch. And then you feel successful. You feel like you already have it too. So that's something I want to work on too tomorrow. So I want to get my workout done in the morning. So I'll probably have this beer, one more, maybe order some food, knock out for a couple hours, hit the gym, go to work, come back, work on that. I went to the condos pool the other day. It's really nice. So maybe go swim a little bit, get some sun. Gotta do my laundry too. And whatever laundry SP left here. What else, guys? What else? We're 1 hour in. I'm gonna try and give it 2. Because SP can be your whole life and consume every thought. Yep. Then you will need a break or get SP when you don't know what the hell to do because you've been with SP 24. Yeah, exactly. That was my problem. It's like I made everything about SP even after I got her. It's like, man, what the fuck do I do in my life now? I forgot what Nick liked before. Like, that was one of the reasons I was considering giving her up, and that was one of the reasons every time I played with that thought, then some negative situations played out. Ink knows more about the personal story that I'm gonna eventually tell everyone, but a lot of negative stuff played out because the more I think about, every time I think about leaving her, things will start to pop up that will make me want to leave. You don't know how to get chart? I don't know what you're saying. You don't know how those got charred. I don't know, maybe there's a joke I'm missing. Maybe I said something that I missed. Ooh. What kind of food should I order, guys? Mr. Submarine? That's probably only in Chicago. Oh, burned SP's laundry. Yeah. See you later, bitch. No. That's the comedian in me. Don't make no jokes. SP about SP or nothing because it don't play no fucking games. Chinese. Oh, Chinese does sound pretty good right now. I don't even know if there's a Chinese place around here. I've been living in this place for almost a year now. I don't even know. Because I'm always going to my mommy's house for food. There was no food today. But I had brunch with SP, so that was the last time I ate. Please don't mind the crazy hair. I don't feel like wearing the hat no more. That's all she wrote on the drink. I don't even really want the curl. I've been thinking about this. If things keep continuing with SP, or they eventually get to where I want them, or I don't know what's gonna happen because like I said, I'm still trying to figure shit out. But I can't stay away from the channel for too long, so I figured tell you guys where I'm coming from, what I'm thinking, blah blah blah, and all that good shit. And depending whatever I choose and how she's feeling. I told her what Mystic was because she saw the phone case, but she didn't ask no questions. Told her what Mystic was. Told her about how I manifest her. She was, well, I mean, nothing really surprises me. There's so many crazy things in this world. And it was actually funny. She told me we went through a really hard time. That's what I'll put with whatever's going on. Went through a very hard time with me and her recently. She told me about this thing because she's become more religious because of her best friend, and her best friend's mom made her more religious. She was watching this video with this old guy. I guess he woke up, he was late to work, he had lunch but has dropped his lunch. He got in a car accident, like a fender bender or something like that. So it's like this video about this old guy going through all these problems. And at the end, he said, God, why did you do all that to me? And God told him, well, if you woke up on time, I forgot what it was, but something would have killed him. And if you ate that food, it was poisoned and you would have been sick. And if you did this, this would have happened. So basically all the negative things happened to him only happened to prevent him from even worse things happening. And I thought, well, man, what a good metaphor for manifesting. All the negative stuff with SP leads, and it's because SP is telling it to me, that all led to the best possible outcome. But the negative had to happen because it was protecting you from something 10 times more negative. Like, I'd rather be late to work than be dead. Starting to eat more by myself. That was something I was always uncomfortable doing, getting out of my comfort zone. Yeah, I'm trying to go out more too on my own, which is scary for me. I present myself here, but I don't like to go out. But it doesn't discourage me from doing a Mystic meetup. I did find a new law of attraction coach. He's popular on Instagram. He's got less followers on his channel than we do here. But I reached out to him to collab today. He's got 3 pages. He's actually an actor. He's British. He wears a suit, and he talks heavily Neville stuff. So he's in the suit with a British accent like Neville, teaching manifesting, but he's also an actor, which I related with too. So I sent him a message today. So hopefully next Monday we can maybe get him as a guest, because we've had Bia, we've had Tone. It would be cool to have him. I believe his name is Oliver. I should have paid more attention to that too. Eating by yourself is fun. Yeah, I need to do more of that. Oh, my daughter has been into something. She asked what as above so below means, and it smacks of manifesting. Trying to think what the best way. As above so below. So I say as above so below, meaning like in my head, in my body. But it's more or less, I mean, it goes from the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. As above so below, as within so without. Meaning, I guess it would be more, as within heaven is on earth, as what's inside you is what's outside you. So basically, whatever you're thinking and feeling is what you're experiencing. That's the best way to put it, if you're trying to explain it to her. I started doing it years ago, and people would stare at me like, why the fuck is she eating by herself? And the servers always thought I was waiting for someone. I'm like, no, I'm dining alone. I need me time. See, that's awesome. That's a good technique. And actually, you know who I first heard that from was from Tone. In one of his videos, he said he wanted to date himself for a while to give himself that experience. And he was taking himself out on dates and doing things himself. I remember that in his Manifest Your SP video, and I watched it right before manifesting my SP, and that's when he was up and coming before he blew up to where he is now. Oh, my ass hurts. I had a very good leg workout on Friday, and I doubled it down a little bit when I jumped in with SP's legs after my chest. Dropped the hand of the king again. Date yourself before anyone else. Exactly. Get all fancy and just dine at a restaurant by yourself because you deserve it. That's a nice way of doing it too. I was just gonna go to like fucking McDonald's or something, but that's even better. Yeah, sadly the food has sucked balls, but I'll find a good restaurant. Where's the food suck balls at? Because I won't go to that restaurant in a couple minutes. I'm thinking to order McDonald's, even though it's not healthy. You guys gave me compliments on how beefy I'm looking, so maybe I shouldn't. But there's White Castles here. Correct me if I'm wrong. There's not White Castles all the way across the country, is there? That's a Chicago specialty, isn't it? Brass Tap. I don't know what Brass Tap is. Must be a Florida specialty. I want the Grimace shake. If there's a McDonald's in my work, I should go there tomorrow. We have been. Actually, Inked, you when you told me you went to McDonald's, I don't know if I texted you after that, but I did go to McDonald's after. Our White Castle is in Crystals. Is that far? The White Castle is actually right around the corner from the condo. I should order from there. But you know how lazy I am right now? I don't even want to go walk down the hallway to the elevator and go downstairs to go get it. I would like them to come right to the unit. But I don't have the thing on my phone to let them in. That's enough of the cigar. I'm tired of it. Oh shit, I dropped it. Got stuck to my finger. Yeah, I don't know if Crystal Burgers, they're just like White Castle. Oh, so they're little squares. I was about to pull up my phone. I forgot I'm doing all this off my phone. I was like, hey, let's see what to eat. I don't know if we cut it a little bit short or not. So before I cut it, because I want to eat something and go to sleep and wake up early and get all my shit done. But do we have any questions, comments, concerns, video ideas, or just nice comments to say about what you're working on or what you've achieved so far? I'm up for any of it. Give it 4 or 5 more minutes. I do want to make a video on this movie me and SP watched the other night too, called Solace, yeah, it's called Solace. It's with Anthony Hopkins, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and Colin Farrell. I believe the lady from Terminator's in it as well. All I knew is she had an ass, and I never comment on women in videos or real life in front of SP, but she always does it with guys. It pisses me off. Something I have to overcome. But I did say, I'm like, man, that girl got an ass. So I believe it's the girl from Terminator anyway, long story short. I've got to crash, my dear. I've got work in the morning. Video idea. Everyone do a challenge. Good idea, Inked. Yes, we will. Ink did send me a list of video ideas the other day, so we could do that. I was craving chicken nuggets earlier. I did have chicken nuggets the other day. I'm kind of craving them now, too. Because I am starving, and there's no food in the condo. I need to order... I might just order my groceries to the house, because I'm tired of going and picking them up. But good night, Inked, if you're not already gone. We'll wait on here for a little bit longer. Thank you for all the stories, guys. I had a good time with you all. I had a great time with you as well, Veronica. I'm sure everyone else did as well. Thank you for stopping in. And I love to hear those gambling stories. You always have good success stories. So those were really fun to listen to and inspired me to go. Part of me is thinking to actually go out and go. There's this one bar. I just kept hitting it at it. Turned out, here's a funny story that's not manifesting related. I had heard this bar was a strip club, but I was in there when I was very drunk before. And I didn't fully believe it, but somebody told me after. And I went there just to gamble because it was the only place open late the other day when I was dealing with some stuff that when I wasn't on the channel. I was like, let me go over here and just practice my manifesting skills to make sure I still got it. Go in there. I remember it being a cash-only bar. Buy my drink, go over, slot machine, put it in, bang, win, yeah. I'm sitting there, and I went to the bar alone. Like I said, I usually don't go places alone, but I'm like, let me get out of my comfort zone a little bit. Something good will happen. And I'm looking, and there's this girl in like a very short mini skirt and really high heels next to me. I remember noticing it, and it was just kind of like a thought, like, man, she's dressed kind of weird. Just sip my beer and just think, man, cool, I just want some money. And then I hear this guy negotiating with her. I'm like, man, they got a prostitute in this bar or whatever. Cool. I just keep drinking. And I hear, hey, I know this guy. And the guy negotiated with the prostitute. I knew him from years ago. And he starts talking to me and he's like, hey, you should get a dance from him. I'm like, oh, this place really is a strip club? And she's like, you think I just dress like this? I'm like, hey, to each their own. I mean, that's how you like to dress. You dress like that. She goes, this is a strip club. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then through there, then a bunch of women started talking to me because I kept going back and I just kept hitting and hitting and hitting on the slot machine. I'm feeling good. I'm having conversations because that guy had some friends there that I didn't know. I was meeting new people. The strippers are very friendly. I don't know why they're so friendly, especially to the guy who just keeps hitting on the slot machine. Um, One of them only spoke Spanish, so my Spanish lesson got. I wound up having a very good time just going somewhere on my own and doing something, and I had never been to a strip club either. I just thought it was a bar. I heard rumors, but I'm like, I doubt it. Why would you have a regular bar with strippers in it? And apparently, it's only like a word of mouth thing. Like that's how I heard about it. But it's close to where I live now, so I'm like, oh, let me just stop in. So it's kind of a funny story, but just a positive thing of like going out doing something for yourself, and it's like you never know what you're gonna find, what kind of adventure you're gonna walk yourself into, and I actually wound up having a very good deep life and manifesting chat with one of the women who worked there. Um, I told her about mystic manifesting and be like, oh wow, here's this guy teaching people how to live life to the best of their ability, and he's hanging out at a strip club. But I'm like, I'm not here for the strippers. And then was the one guy's like, you should get a dance from her. I'm like, I will after the conversation. And then so when we're done talking, she goes, well, you promised. I'm like, all right, fine. So it was my first lap dance that I was sober enough to enjoy. And it was funny though. I just had a really good conversation with her. And I had a very good time with dude wound up dipping out. He did an Irish goodbye, just rolled out. But it was cool to see him again. And then actually the bartender was an older lady. She kind of really reminded me of my grandma, and I was missing my grandma a lot too. So I wound up. It was funny. You go to a strip club and you have a really good conversation with an old lady working the bar, but we talked about life too and like what I was going through, and I told her about manifesting, and she believed it too, and just like the good things in life. So you never know where you're gonna walk into when you just start choosing yourself and doing fun stuff. So anyway, that's a weird story. Hopefully, it made a couple of you laugh, because that was gonna be more something for my stand up, but I always tell you guys everything. Boy, the religious people who don't like this channel would really hate that story, right? He was drinking and gambling at a strip club? No, madam. It wasn't on purpose. It just happened to be there gambling. Fireworks, almost 4th of July. Any 4th of July plans? Well, I stayed on way longer than 4 or 5 minutes. Is there anything else anyone wants to say before I talk about strippers and more weird shit? The Mystic strippers. I should get them all to ink this still here just for the Mystic stripper story. I should get I should like hire all of them to like wear Mystic bikinis and shit. And it'll be like, we're here to manifest your horniness away. Ladies, have at it. Fucking Mystic pimping. Boy, what an adventure that was. That is easily top 10 most fun things I've ever done. Just off trying to get my mind off a negative situation. That's why it's like your most horrible negative situations might lead to your most fun events. Oh, my favorite part about this bar too. I was gambling. I hear a dog barking. I'm like, which game is that? I want to play the one with the dog. There's a dog in the back of this fucking place. There's a German Shepherd in the back of it. So there's strippers. There's a dog. There's gambling that I kept winning at. Cheap drink. Well, they weren't cheap. They were about a regular price. But drinks, it's cash only. Bouncers that like as soon as I went to open the door, they jump out at me. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I just want to gamble. Boy, it is a good time. I actually did go back. I I went back like a day or two later with my friend because I'm like, you got to see this place. That was the day I was sort of gambling at the little places. I'm like, you know what? Let's end the night there. Do you want to join me? I haven't seen him in a long time, and we wound up having a good conversation, a good time. We didn't get no lap dances. We didn't talk to no strippers. It was packed that night, but it was just a fun, cool, interesting time. I went to a bar in West Hollywood, and some guy pulled up what they call it. See, when you're just doing stuff for yourself and just having a good time adventuring, you never know what you're gonna find. Part of me wants the. Part of me was very tempted to bring SP there, and just be like, yeah, I heard about this cool little bar. I think they got good food. There's no food there, and just be like, oh, there's good food here, and just walk in there and just act like I don't see anything. Like there's no strippers, nothing. Like just sit down and have a drink and be like, yeah, can we order food? Oh, I thought you guys had food. Anyway, and then like tell her, oh, I guess something's on the menu. They're serving beef curtains here. This is all stuff for the comedy channel. It has nothing to do with manifesting. It would be funny to get her reaction, but knowing her, she would enjoy that. She would think it's funny. Go ahead, go get a dance done. Okay, I'll pay double though if you join. All right, before I get too far off subject, if anyone has any final closing comments, we'll go from there. Otherwise, I'm gonna go to the strip club right now, or order White Castle. White Castle is probably healthier for me. I don't want to get fucking knifed in the side or mauled by a dog. Well, with that, Mystic has returned. There may not be a video tomorrow. I'm going to try, depending on how my time is. I'll try to go back to posting daily. As always, I love you guys very much. Thank you for all your support. If you've messaged me, you know who you are. I had actually just seen Intuitive Goddess. I believe she sent me something to beef curtains. On that note, good night. Good night to you, Two Inked. Just got here. You're going to be at 1,000 by month's end. Exactly, yes. I believe so, too. But Intuitive, too, I was actually just closing, too. But thank you. I did see your positive comments, too, for me, so I appreciate it. It's great to be back. As I said before, I love all you guys very much. Thank you for your support. I'm going to keep being here to support you guys. If you want coaching, just email me or DM me. I finally got organized and did pricing packages and different things. I really appreciate all you guys and love you guys. Don't let anyone or anything get you down. Do not let the 3D eat you alive. You're here to live your best life. And the negatives are only sharpening you up for a more positive event. I'll watch it all. You're my favorite manifesting channel. Down to earth and real. Have a good night. Thank you, Intuitive. Yeah, I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to try and leave it up live. Hopefully it stays as soon as I get off so you can watch it. Otherwise, you can watch it tomorrow night or later on in the morning. But yeah, we all got this. Hoping it stays up. Intuitive. It got weird at the end. I talked about an adventure where I wound up at a strip club randomly. It has nothing to do with manifesting, but it's kind of a funny story. So I'll try to make sure this stays up live. And I'm going to order my food now. Get ready. Do my day tomorrow. So if you're looking for down to earth, yeah, you definitely found it. I'm just going to tell you guys whatever happens to me in life. So, all right. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. I'm going to try and have a video out for you tomorrow. See ya.